My courtesies po sa lahat ng members of the PhilExport. Good day, and thank you for having us today in your GMM. And we would like to share to you something about, the enterprise-based education and training, because we know that you, as exporters, as enterprises and industry players, you can actually contribute a lot to the implementation of this program. And it will not only be you, as exporters, but even your respective workforce can actually be a part of this. So this is Enterprise-Based Education and Training, or EBET, a new program of TESDA, which is also in coordination and collaboration with industry association, training institutions, government agencies, and institutions like you. So what made us, or what made TESDA or even the government reach this end? First, tingnan po muna natin yung mga sinasabi po nating key challenges in education and skills development in the Philippines. I won't go deeply, but because I think you know this very much. Okay, number one, of course, is we've actually been talking about skills mismatch, although there have been a lot of efforts to bridge the gap between the workforce and the enterprises. I think this is still a problem. Okay, second is, there's a limited collaboration between industry and academe. Kaya nga may skills mismatch, di ba? Sometimes you're saying that graduates, when they go to your enterprises, are not yet ready. You have to bridge. You have to, provide additional training for them to be ready for the job. So, yon, collaboration between the industry and the academe. Next is access and quality gaps, okay? We wanted as much as possible inclusivity. We wanted as much as possible all our workforce in the Philippines to gain access, especially to quality programs. So yun, meron isang problema yun. And then, lack of lifelong learning programs, okay? Kaya ito po, and finally, inefficient credit transfer system. Of course, we wanted na whatever diploma, whatever certificate, senior high school student will get from the Department of Education is something that's creditable sa TESDA po, sa vocational level, and even creditable eventually when they wanted to acquire associate degrees or even bachelor's degrees. Okay? Yan po yung problema na nakita po ng EDCOM as far as education and skills development is concerned, and they're looking at the enterprise-based education training as one of those that can address that. But let me tell you that the EBET is not actually new. There's been an enterprise-based training in the past. Siguro ilan or some of you would actually be very familiar with it. It's about learnership program and dual training system. And ito po yung figures natin. Hindi po maganda yung figures natin. That's why we're introducing the EBET. In terms of implementers, as of 2023, we only had around 20 or 200 plus. Take note, exporters would know that we have more than 1 million enterprises in the Philippines. But how come only 200 plus participated in this program? Second, if you look at the different modalities, training modalities of TESDA, institution-based, community-based, and enterprise-based actually generated the lowest number, only 6.8%. So, may problema talaga po, ano? And finally, look at the figures. Dahil konti lang yung implementers natin, in terms of enrolled, the number is also very low, as well as, of course, the graduates and even the assessed ones and those that are certified. So this is the 5-year trend. So this actually explains why a number of government agencies and even our legislators sat down, revisit the EBT, and finally introduced the Enterprise-Based Education and Training, or the EBET. Nadagdagan po siya ng E because education and training, but it still talks about enterprise-based. And this was actually signed last November 7, okay? Ito yung ating mga prime movers, of course, Senator Joel and Senator Win Gatchalian, and a lot of others from the lower house. Okay, but anyway, on November 7, this was signed, and 2 weeks ago, na-sign na rin po yung implementing rules and regulations, and TESDA is now working on the operational guidelines. Okay, let's look at this closely. The enterprise-based education and training from EBT to EBET, its objective is to strengthen and rationalize and even harmonize what we have already implemented in the past. Okay, what is EBT? Basically, it's a collaborative effort between enterprises, ayan po, enterprises, kayo po yon, exporters, okay, enterprises composing the different industry groups or industry association, but part of the equation will be the learners, di ba? Kasi kung wala naman po tayong learners or target workforce to be part of our companies, hindi po mabubuo yung pong ating ecosystem. And of course, training institutions. We also wanted to include here the training institutions because it's part of their DNA. Kasama na sa DNA po nila kung paano mag-develop ng curriculum, mga modules and all that. But take note that under the enterprise-based education and training, kayo po yung pinaka-major actor. So let's see in a while where we are bringing this program, where you are very much involved. And finally, government agencies. This is a whole of government and even a whole of society approach. So let's see how each one will be contributing to the maze, if we call it a maze, how we will be contributing to the puzzle so that we would be able to come up and realize the objectives of the EBET. So it's designed to equip the workforce in industry-relevant skills through structured training in enterprises. We also have priority sectors actually dito, and the ones that are already identified by the Philippines, okay, under the Philippine Development Plan, Philippine Export Direction, under DTI, NEDA, and all other government agencies are actually part of the priorities also here. Okay, 3 types of EBET. Number 1, general EBET. Okay, second is apprenticeship, and the third one is upskilling. Saan po kayo pwede? Where are the exporters? You know, which programs would be applicable to the exporters? Let's find out in a while. This is the general EBET. Ito po yung gagamitin po natin for senior high school. Dahil this is for level or NC 1 and 2. Meaning, lower level, mid-level skills, including those classified nga under NC 1 and 2. So this is going to be delivered within a period not exceeding 6 months. Okay? Kasi siguro tinitingnan dito, di ba, sa tawag dito, high school, senior high school, 1 year siya, maybe part of the time will be spent in the school, but part of the time will actually be spent in the enterprise, okay? As general enterprise-based and education and training. So training should be at least 15 years old, and training allowance should also be provided, sufficient to cover transportation, because they don't have to go. Yung students po natin, especially for senior high school, for example, do not just have to go to schools, but they will actually go to the enterprises where they can acquire yung NC 1 and 2 because they are participating in the general EBET. So it's a work-based training in enterprises to complement, okay, classroom. Sabi ko nga kanina, may classroom and at the same time, meron pong enterprise. That's the first one. So think about the skills, the workforce, and the skills that you need in your company right now as exporters. Would those be, you know, pertaining to NC 1 and NC 2? Dahil kung yun po yung kakailanganin ninyo, mga entry level, kumbaga mga operator, technicians, then this program might be for you. Okay, find out in a while how you can participate and how you can maximize the benefits that you can get out of this program. Second, apprenticeship. Ito naman po, higher level, okay? Higher level of competencies. This is for NC3 and NC4. To some of the exporters, this might be something new to you. Kasi ano ba yung NC1 and NC2, NC3? These are national certification. Kumbaga, these are based on assessment, but the complexity actually gets higher and higher. So NC1 kanina, it's a bit basic, but once you go to NC3 and NC4, medyo complex na po yung expectation natin as far as skills and competencies are concerned. So again, as exporters, this might be something that you need, or this might be the kind of workers that you need. But here, they have to be 18 years old and 6 months to 3 years po yung training yung EBET, yung enterprise-based training. Certain percentage of the time that they are studying, yung workforce po natin, yung learners natin, can actually be spent in a training institution. Sabi nga natin, about 40%, but the 60% should be spent in the enterprise itself. Okay? So, pwede rin po 100%. If you are an exporter whose HR is really very active in implementing training programs, then you can implement everything, siguro 100% in your enterprise. Okay? But the thing is, let's see what the complexity level of the training that you're providing is so that it can align under apprenticeship. So again, there's also corresponding training allowance, and training hours shall be 8 hours. Hindi po pwedeng sobra. Kasi we're also working with DOLE here. So DOLE is also imposing, labor standards or labor laws in the implementation of the enterprise-based education and training. Okay, and finally, the next one is upskilling. Upskilling, maganda po ito. Ngayon po, I hope every one of you who are listening to this presentation right now are already thinking about your workforce. Meron ba kayong gustong puntahan? Puntahan in the sense that, do you want to expand? Do you want to look into, emerging skills? Are you looking into addressing the requirements of your importers? Yung importers ninyo, medyo iba na po yung quality na hinihingi. So therefore, baka merong gap within the workforce or within the workers that you have in your organization, in your company, then this program is for you. So if you're able to identify what these gaps are, what these training needs are, you can actually convert that into a training plan, and that is what you can register with TESDA. Okay? So dito po, this is for your internal employees. And for employed to upgrade your skills, sabi nga natin kanina, because you're actually addressing a certain requirement of your market, at least 15 years old shall not exceed 3 years. Ayan po, na lahat nakasulat naman sa ating screen. So you will actually see what is expected of you and what is to be imparted to the workforce and the learners. Okay? So upskilling may be a program for you, but if you're just looking at, even enticing workforce or learners from other companies who you'd want to be a part of your organization, okay? Pwedeng for hiring later or just be a part of your organization or the industry itself, maybe the other types of EBET are for you, okay? So here, tingnan pa rin natin, enterprises, kayo po ito, what are your roles, okay? You promote the real-world training programs, okay? Lahat yung mga nasa screen ngayon. Kasi ang sabi nga natin, di ba, the skills mismatch is really very pronounced because what students or what learners may be getting or acquiring from school may not be, matched with what your requirements are. But in the enterprise-based education and training, the training itself will be in the enterprises. Sa inyo po, di ba? So, saan pa tayo magkakamali doon? Because you already are able to identify what the gaps are. So, if you're able to identify the needs and the gaps, then automatically, you can actually make that a part of the training plan. And yun yung ituturo, di ba? So, how long, di ba? How long will it take somebody who has already underwent the training that you're offering to to learn and even know what's really happening or how to do everything in your organization, mas maikli na yon dahil they're already part of your organization even before you plan to hire them. They've learned what you're doing in your enterprise. So, the needs and gaps, the bridging may actually be no longer be a problem to the workforce and to you. Yan po sa enterprises. Again, think about this, and we also need the learners, the workforce, maaring internal to your organization, or we can actually look at siguro graduates ng TVI ng TESDA or graduates ng TTI ng TESDA, or we can look at, senior high school students who are graduating and become potential workforce in your organizations. Pwede po yun, no? So sabi nga natin, learners are actually part of the ecosystem because sila yung workforce, okay? Enterprise kayo yon, sila naman yung mga workforce that are potential to become part of your organizations. Ang training institutions, as I've mentioned, Magaling po sila dito in the development of the curriculum, development of the modules, assessment and all that. But we do not discount the fact that even enterprises like you have in-house training institutions, okay? Yung HR ninyo, kung magaling yung HR ninyo, nagde-develop siya ng mga programs to address the internal requirements, pwede rin po ito. Sabi ko nga, you can partner with a TVI or a TTI to run the training, but the enterprise, the 60% should be in the enterprise. But again, if you are an enterprise, an exporter, who has an HR who already implements training programs, pwede rin po ito sa inyo, di ba? So training institutions or academic partners. And of course, the government agencies. Importante may gobyerno, di ba? Whole of government approach, whole of society approach. Kasi ito po, TESDA, dito po ninyo i-register yung mga programs that you wanted to implement under the EBET. So kasama po dyan, mga training plan, yung mga modules, yung mga curriculum, yun lang po yung kailangan yung i-register sa TESDA. Once registered, you're already recognized to be part of the EBET. So what's more important is that you can actually even access scholarship programs and even other programs of the government agencies. Okay, for DOLE, as I mentioned early on, they are implementing the labor laws, imposing kung ano yung mga labor laws, so we should also be guided. For DepEd and CHED, I also mentioned early on, we wanted seamless sana credit transfers, okay? So yung graduate ng senior high school can actually bring the certificate to TESDA para naman si TESDA will recognize it, okay? So hindi ka na, next level ka na in terms of proficiency level. And going to CHED, universities and colleges, kasama na rin pa doon. Magagamit po yung mga certificates na na-earn nyo senior high school, yung certificate na na-acquire nyo from TESDA, magagamit na rin po siya for associate degrees and all that. And of course, BIR and DOF, because enterprises are actually running training under the enterprise-based education and training can avail of incentives. Okay, one incentive is that 50% of the total training cost that you spent running a training will actually be deducted from your taxable income. Okay? Di ba magandang balita yon? Okay? And according to BIR, they're actually coming up with a revenue regulation. But right now, what we've gathered from them is that all they need is a certificate from TESDA certifying and telling them that you are part of the enterprise-based education and training. So, hindi siya mahirap, di ba? Mabilis lang. And also, the Bureau of Customs, part of an existing law, okay, not necessarily mentioned dito po sa EBET, is that donated equipment can actually be with tax incentives. Ayun. May bawas po sa mga taxes na kailangan po ninyong bayaran. And other agencies, we're also looking at other agencies na we can share this information because we wanted as many, enterprises to participate in the program. As I've mentioned early on, we only have a total of 200 plus enterprises that participated as of 2023. So we hope to increase the number, and we hope you invited us here, you invited TESDA here to present the EBET, and we hope that not necessarily after the presentation, but in the days to come, you will approach any of the TESDA offices. We are nationwide, regional and provincial office, and we even have district offices. Tingnan po ninyo how you can participate. Again, isa lang kailangan natin. You just have to register your programs. Okay? Yan po. And just showing you the tax benefits and government support that are available if you are part of the enterprise-based education and training, okay? May mga benefits po, may mga incentives, but take note po, more than the benefits and the incentives that we're showing you right now, I think the very benefit that you will get out of this is that you're actually upskilling your workforce, not only in your company, but in the Philippines. And in doing so, you're actually elevating, the economic status of the industry, of the person pala muna, the family, the industry, and even the Philippines. Because we are actually producing productive, efficient, and effective individuals who know what their roles are in the different companies. Okay, so again, call to action po tayo. EBET is a shared responsibility among enterprises, learners, training institutions, and the government. Kung may kulang po dito, hindi po natin mabubuo. So as I was saying again, we hope po that you will participate in this by registering your program and running the training program yourself. So incentives exist to support enterprises. Yun po, emphasize lang natin. And finally, success depends on the commitment of all stakeholders. Diba? Sabi nga natin, as a bird cannot fly with one wing, as a hand cannot applaud with one hand, so is an organization if the employees, and the workforce, and dito po in this case, even the learners or academic institutions and government agencies are not working together towards one direction. So we hope that you will, participate and register your program soon through the TESDA regional, provincial, and district offices that are scattered all throughout the country. So once again, thank you very much for involving us in your GMM. As exporters, we hope that we can also indirectly contribute to the growth of your organization through workforce development. So yan po. We have on the screen, very clear, and grant the objective the EBET may have. At sabi ko nga kanina, it's a whole of society approach. But if we're working together, sabi nga sa TESDA, kayang-kaya. Kung tayo ay sama-sama. Yun pala yung kulang ko. Okay, so thank you very much. And we have here our colleague who will actually respond to your questions if you have any question. But anyway, kung wala po, you can actually proceed to TESDA offices nationwide. Thank you very much.